Liverpool v everybody. Good morning. I'm fired up. Why am I fired up, when you ask? Well, one, because the Reds just keep on pushing, keep on pushing the rock, and just look really unstoppable. And there's always talks about, mainly from rival fans or those who are just kind of in the middle somewhere, just like the game, that somehow Liverpool can't continue this. I'm not really sure why people look at that because I feel like, if anything, Liverpool are the team that can continue this. And it's one game at a time. There'll be people who say, oh, you shouldn't have struggled with Aston Villa. Look, going away to Aston Villa is not the easiest thing, even without Grealish. Yes, they have a decent team. Yes, Liverpool, on paper, which we know we don't play on paper, have a better team. And maybe should have come out and blown the team away. There were things that happened in that game. And again, you guys know I don't really like to blame refs or anything like that. But let's be real. There were things that happened in that game that, really stunted the growth of what we wanted to do. Meaning, when you're doing well, when you're drawing pins legally, what's up, Pep Guardiola? When your goals that are clearly onside are being marked off because of an armpit. When you have a referee who just isn't calling the game too well, to be honest, as well as the guy that was in the box, and we all know his name, then there are some things that can keep you from doing what you need to do and what you're trying to do. So it wasn't for a lack of Liverpool not taking the game to Aston Villa. There were just other circumstances that came about. And I've been saying, and I'll continue to say, I do love VAR. Is it obvious that VAR isn't really as transparent as it needs to be? Yes. Is that going to take some time? Hopefully it'll take some time and it'll be cleaned up. But it's not even just about Liverpool. Every single week, there are at least a handful of games that have suspect decisions. That's just what it is. Now, hopefully that at some point it will change, and I think if it was getting more things right than wrong, then you wouldn't get so many people saying they hate VAR, in my opinion. I think there's some people who are really just stuck with the idea that they don't like VAR. It doesn't need to be in our game, and that's fine. I'm not one of those people. Some of the things need to be cleaned up, and that's just what it is. What I'm hearing about the next day about it not even being a straight line, and listen, there's some weird things going on with VAR and the refs. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, we totally, in my opinion, especially in the second half, took the game to Aston Villa, and again, you felt that. I felt even in the first half. Here's the beautiful thing about it. Even with things, and this is what I always say about not blaming refs, because even when things are going against you, you have to fight through that. This team, a season or so ago, the maturity might not have been there. The mentality might not have been as monstrous as it is now. And so now we see this team who can go through these things that are keeping them from doing what they want to do. Not keeping them from doing what they want to do, but that are getting in their way. When there's things going against you, you have to just shake it off and keep fighting through it. We don't make excuses. We don't make excuses. Now, after we win a game, after we get a good result, I feel like it's fine to come back and speak about those things. But even if we didn't get the result there, I still would be saying we should have gotten the result. And so, again, the idea that we can't keep this up, I don't agree. When you take one game at a time, and I know it's so cliche, but when you're taking each game as it comes, one game at a time, then you can do that. This team can go undefeated. I'm not here to say that we are going to do that, but if there's a team that could, why not us? Now, again, I'm fired up. I'm hyped. Pep Guardiola has come out and said that Sadio Mane is a good player, but sometimes he dives. Here's the thing. This is what I'm going to say. Number one, there are not many players in football who don't expand upon contact at times. You do it to win fouls. You do it to win penalties. And let's be real, with these refs these days, sometimes you have to be a bit dramatic. You just do. And you can agree with that. You don't, because you might not get the call. And this is all part of football. You go and try to win these games the best way you can. Now, cheating is cheating. And you've seen situations where people have blatantly dived, no contact. I've seen it this season several times. I can't remember seeing a Liverpool player do that for a penalty. I just can't do it. But also, there's a guy named Raheem Sterling, great player. Have we not seen his fair share of dives? Did he not kick the ground and dive one time that I remember recently? Now, I don't remember if that was wearing a City shirt or if it's for England or whatever. But players do this. For him to come out here and start the mind games this early, this ain't even you know what I'm saying? The game is next weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know, we're not even there yet. He's already talking this. You know, wait till the press conference, bro. You saying that now? So that's just bulletin board material, and I'm excited about it. Now I'm going to come back later and do a preview for the Ghent game. I thought the game was Wednesday. It's even nicer to know that it's tomorrow. We can see Liverpool play again right away and leave that game as home. So we got back-to-back home games, one in the Champions League, obviously, and then one in the league. I expect us to really rest some dudes in this game. You know, I don't expect to see a lineup that we saw against Arsenal necessarily, but I do expect to see at least 3 changes, if not more. What those changes will be, I don't know. But you know, again, it's just amazing to see this team, the mentality, to score that goal and have very, very light celebrations, grabbing the ball at the net. Ox, shout out to Dave's LC Chats who put that on Twitter. I didn't even realize that necessarily. I knew that we raced back to the halfway line. I didn't realize who it was that grabbed it out. And just to see the mentality of, look, we've held on this long. We kept trucking away. Let's go and try to win this now. And you know, the idea for some people at one point that was this really going to be the game that we, you know, dropped our unbeaten record to Aston Villa? Is this what we're going to do? Whether we did or not, the players didn't think that. The players thought, no, we're not going to do that. Let's shake off what happened to us, the VAR, or like their other VAR, and let's just go get this game. And that's what they did. That's what they did, and that's what you love to see. So, you know, I want to talk about Mane real quick, then I'll close out. You guys know I mention Half Hope a lot. I love his channel. I love just what he brings to the game, the analysis, the humor, the meals. You know, I love it. And so on his most recent hangout, which I haven't been on in a while, but shout out to all the people who are on there. There's a particular person who seems to think that, and again, I don't want to get it. I don't want to engage in who's better, Salah, Mane. I really don't. But what I do want to say is that it's very clear that Mane right now is the most clutch player going forward in our team, and that's just it's really easy to see that if you're watching it, if you're being unbiased and you're looking at it in an objective way. Mane is just that dude. Whether it's him winning a penalty, whether it's him, and let's not forget, he got the assist to draw the game 1-1. He got the goal to win it 2-1. You don't get any more clutch than that. You don't get any bigger than that. And then just the circumstances. In a game before we're going into play City, you don't want to drop points. You don't want to. You don't want to. You know, getting 1 point would have been better than getting none. But you don't want to do that. You want to keep in winning ways to keep that positive momentum. And he did that. So for me, across Europe, let alone England or just our team, across Europe, you got to put Mane in that list of just one of the most informed forward men we have right now. And again, it's not even about his forward play and all that. In that game, he had chances to get assists. They didn't go well, but he had other chances that he put balls in for guys to put him in the right position, and we just didn't get anything. So again, he's one of many guys on this team who just doesn't give up. And we all know about the tracking back that he does defensively. So Mane for me right now is, I think, top 3 in the world right now, just as far as what he's doing, what he's bringing to each game, what he's doing for his team, and literally scraping his team. Yes, everyone played a role. I mean, for Robertson to make that run, that's just as big as the assist from Mane. Let's not get it twisted. Making that run to the back post, that's big. And it's something that, again, as games go on, you realize this is when you talk about mentality, it's one thing to come back and win a game like that. It's another thing to just have the mentality and to be watching and paying attention to the game and what your opponent is doing. Robertson must have known that backside was going to be open. There probably was other times in that game where they thought the backside was open. Maybe they didn't get the right pass, whatever the case may be. Because both goals came at that side. The assist, let's remember, the assist to Robertson on that side, but then the presence of mind from Mane to get down, angle his body, put the head on it, and hit it back across goal. Bro, that's beyond mentality. That's just a cerebral mind of where your opponents are going to be at. And I also wanted to say that on that I think it was the free kick or the corner. Firmino was getting, you know, pretty much granny hugged in the 18-yard box. But I think it was Marvelous Nakamba. And that was never going to get called. But so again, the things that go against you, it hurts when you see it. You're cursing the screen. You're waving your hand at the ref. People are calling the refs cheats and all that. All that's fine. The fact that we came through, persevered, kept rocking, kept pushing, it means the world to me. So, again, Mane is just on another level. But everybody had a role to play. Obviously, Trent takes the set piece, the corner. And the thing about Trent is that this kid wants to be so great. And he pretty much is great at that level. There's talks about him. Should he come into the midfield? That's not my decision. I don't care. But I can see why people are saying that. If you look back at the free kick he has inside the box, he's so pissed at himself that he didn't get a better shot on that. He's shaking his head. He's looking like, God damn, this game's about to be over. I don't think he's losing hope of us snatching a win there, but he's thinking, damn, if I had something to do with it, I want to do better at that. Scouse lad, of course, he wants to do better. He's pissed off at that. Puts in a great corner, putting it in a place where only Mane can run to, or he's only the one that's alert to run to it, gets the goal. You see, I need to see the other footage of Trent running kind of to the crowd. I think he's maybe doing this. I know you can see Van Dijk doing this and like at the fans. So, again, the mentality in this team that, we want to be great. We want to be taking advantage of everything we get. And when we don't do that, the guys are literally just beside themselves because they didn't do better in a certain situation. And that's what you need. You want a team that just wants to improve, wants to do great, wants to be perfect if they can. And so I'm just so proud of this team. And I know it's going to continue. This team is just built of something special season on, season on. And this manager just has this team believing no matter what. No matter if the belief in the ground isn't there, no matter the belief in us, let's be honest, in there sometimes. This team is just made of something special. And it's just beautiful. Last season was, I thought, a treat. It sucks that 1 point kept us from winning it. But again, that was in our hands as well. We didn't do it. So I just cannot wait for this game. Again, I'm going to come back with a Gink preview. It'll be pretty short because honestly, I'm just looking forward to the City game, especially after hearing what Guardiola said. And then seeing him be real shithousey, or the shithousery he showed. I don't know if you guys seen the clip in the Southampton game where he takes the ball and acts like he's going to give it to I think it might have been the other manager on the Southampton team, then gives the ball back to the players because Southampton had been time wasting all game. So he does that. I think there should be some kind of discipline for that. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, I love when opposing players or managers or fans, for that matter, come and start bumping their gums and running their mouth. And so we'll get to it. But yeah, come back later with the Gink preview, and then let's get ready for City. But much love to everybody. I know we all enjoyed that comeback. I know sometimes it's hard for our heart, but at the end of the day, I think you wouldn't want any other way, especially everything that happened that went against us in that game. To come back like that, some nerve. See you guys soon.